1868. Japan was a nation torn apart by civil war. Samurai clashed with samurai. Ancient traditions collided with the unstoppable force of modernization. Within just 15 years, this feudal society would transform into an empire that would rival the great powers of the West. For over 250 years, Japan had been ruled by the Tokugawa shogunate. The shogun held real power while the emperor remained a ceremonial figure in Kyoto. Japan was isolated from the world, closed to foreign trade. But in 1853, American Commodore Perry arrived with his black ships, steam-powered warships that Japan had no defense against. Perry demanded Japan open its ports. The shogunate, faced with superior technology, had no choice but to agree. This humiliation exposed the shogunate's weakness. If they couldn't protect Japan from foreign powers, what was their purpose? Discontent began to spread among the samurai class. Two powerful domains in southern Japan, Satsuma and Choshu, became centers of resistance. These clans had been outsiders under Tokugawa rule, and they saw an opportunity. Their rallying cry was powerful: revere the emperor, expel the barbarians. True power should return to the emperor, and Japan needed to modernize to defend itself. The irony? To expel the barbarians, they would need to learn from them. These rebel domains secretly purchased Western weapons and began training in modern warfare. In January 1868, the conflict erupted into open warfare. The Boshin War had begun. The shogunate forces were larger, but the imperial forces had something more important: a clear vision of the future and better organization. The first major battle came at Toba Fushimi. Though outnumbered, the imperial forces used modern rifles and artillery to devastating effect. Traditional samurai charges were cut down by gunfire. As word of the imperial victory spread, domain after domain switched sides. The age of the shogunate was ending. The imperial army marched toward Edo, the shogun's capital, the city we now know as Tokyo. Saigo Takamori and Katsu Kaishu met for talks. Both were pragmatists who saw the bigger picture. Japan couldn't afford to destroy itself when foreign powers were watching. They reached an agreement. The shogun would surrender peacefully. Edo would be spared. In April 1868, Edo Castle opened its gates without a battle. But not everyone accepted this new order. In northern Japan, holdout forces continued fighting. The most famous last stand came in Hokkaido. These were true believers in the old way, samurai who would rather die than see their world disappear. By mid-1869, the last resistance was crushed. With the emperor restored, the Meiji government launched one of history's most ambitious modernization programs. The samurai class was abolished. Western-style education became mandatory. Japan was consuming Western knowledge at incredible pace. The government studied everything: British naval technology, French legal systems, German military organization, American industrial methods. The slogan changed to "Rich country, strong military." The transformation was stunning. In 1868, Japan was feudal with no modern military. By 1895, Japan defeated China, shocking the world. In 1905, Japan became the first Asian nation to defeat a European power when it won the Russo-Japanese War against Russia. The student had become the master. The Civil War that began with samurai fighting to preserve tradition had paradoxically created the conditions for Japan to abandon that tradition entirely. The rebels gave the emperor power to dismantle the samurai culture they represented. The Boshin War was short, but its consequences echoed for generations. It proved nations could transform rapidly when survival demanded it. A feudal kingdom became an empire in the span of a single generation.